Hi, welcome to a short attention span studio. Today we got the blast from the past, the Digitech 2101. This one is specifically the Artist Pro Edition. Let's see if you can read that. Specifically made for Guitar Center. It's got two 12AX7 tubes in it, and it's got also solid state options, so you can go in here and pick whether or not you want to do grunge or for solid state or tubes, all kinds of cool stuff in here. Now, back in the day, this thing came out, I guess, in the early 90s, and Bob Bradshaw was really popular with putting out systems where you could take amplifiers and pedals and put them all into a whole bunch of combinations and run them into a MIDI rig so that you could dial up anything you wanted from that rig. And then, of course, this thing came out and it had everything built into it, the effects, the preamp and everything. You just needed a huge power amp and a bunch of cabinets and you're good to go. With the MIDI controller, like the Control 1 from Digitech or the J12 from Johnson, which is a much more sturdier one. So this allowed you to take all your favorite effects, put them in any order you want, and what type of preamp you wanted, whether it's tube or solid state, and then just save it as a patch. And you could recall the whole entire thing with just one click, which was insane because if you're used to dancing with pedals, it was a real hassle to switch everything over if you didn't have a Bradshaw rig. So this thing was a killer idea for its time, but by today's standards, the preamps in it aren't that great. And I started using this with Impulse. It's like, I don't know, 15 years ago before Impulses really got popular. Now that Line 6 Helix came out and Fractal came out and they're all using Impulses, pretty much switched over. So my website that I had up for this thing for roughly 20 years I took down. It used to have all the patches you could download on it and the software to make it work a certain way. It was a really good idea. And of course, I kind of abandoned it because the rack stuff kind of went away and Impulse modelers are so popular now. I've got 3 or 4 that I favor over this. But let's give this a listen, see what you think of it. They're still valuable in a great way. So these patches I programmed to put in here, I'm going to let you listen to ones that I put in here because the factory ones are kind of not so great. Some are good, some aren't bad. But I wanted to do some older heavy metal stuff. Like, for instance, Wasp. I'll start off with Wasp. Now, STP. There's some guy who took all my sounds and put them up on his YouTube thing. He's got like 1 million hits. It's funny. Johnson. Godsmack, the E song. Gets pretty brutal. Delays. That sucked, I know. Cleans. Eddie Van Halen's 316. Whoops. U2. Not even close to heavy metal. I think that's how it goes. Oh, British Steel. Let's dial in something. Rockmaster, modeled after the PV. What else we got here? Let's go down to Katana. Rat. There we go. Oh, Firewoman. Intro to the Cult. Anyway, you get the gist of it. That's it in a nutshell, and it's got this cool chrome faceplate. This is upgraded to the latest version of the firmware before it was stopped, and it has the modifications in it for switching, the extra PPC card in it, or PPC 210 I think is what it's called, so you can do seamless switching and whatnot. So it's a really cool unit. And as always, subscribe, and thanks for watching.